Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kudash. The belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the Priest Shimon, in this week's topic, I want to talk about humility, right? That was on my mind, man. I got out the gym trying to remain consistent with doing these shows. And I'm like, whatever comes to my mind, I'm gonna try to do a lesson after every time I hit the gym. And a little method, brothers, is like, if you can't really, especially if you have condensed time, you can have the topic, but you don't have the time to put together the scriptures. I go to Google, right? AI is the wave, right? And I just say, Bible verses about humility and speak on it, and then prophesy to the Spirit about it and speak on experiences about it. Now, they have here first James 4:6. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, the Most High resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Right, so what's pride? Pride is putting the Most High second, right? People that are proud say, I did this, or this outcome was because of that, and what that is really a form of idolatry, because the scriptures tell you should have no other power before me. So the moment you start thinking that there was some external force because of you, all right, outside of the Lord, all right, that's what pride starts to seep in. Because when you get proud, then you're like, okay, if I did this, then I don't need the Lord. Hey, I'm doing it's me, and that pisses the Heavenly Father off greatly. And you know how the Heavenly Father deals with that? He humbles you, meaning he brings you back to reality that, no, look, I'm the Lord. All right. What happened with Nebuchadnezzar? Remember Nebuchadnezzar, the Lord, he was talking all this hot shit, and the Lord fucking, made him, put him in a state of hypnosis, if you will. When the hypnosis, and you bark like a dog, and you bark like a dog. That's what the Lord did to him, and made him like a beast. You know what I'm saying? And put him on all fours. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the Most High. That's one way the Lord could humble you. Another way the Lord could humble you is he could really jack you up, man. He could really jack you up. And let's use now, instead of Nebuchadnezzar, let's use somebody famous in this world that passed away, Stephen Hawking. He tried to come up with something called a theory of everything, and it was this theory really to disprove that the Most High, formed everything. He was a proud atheist, and he hated the Most High. He hated the concept that there's a higher being and things are outside of his control. People get mad about that, like, yo, look, man, the Most High is the Most High's program. So the Most High will remind you it's his program. By how? By humbling you. That's why he says he resists the proud. If the proud is ruling, like the so-called white man, that's because the Most High allowed it for what? For his purpose, his prophecy. Okay? So that doesn't mean, oh, the white man's proud, he's in power, let me mimic him. Hell no. Because guess what? What's going to be his ultimate fate? Destruction and slavery. Okay? So we want to remain humble. Want to remain humble. Luke 14:11. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased. Right? How do you exalt yourself? Again, the same way being proud. Me. I did this. Me. You can say I did this with the spirit and power of the Lord. Okay? This was accomplished with the spirit and power of the Lord, Or you might say, look, I got a goal, and I pray that it be in the Lord's will that this goal get accomplished. You gotta, even if you aspire for something, all right, you have to acknowledge that it's really the Most High at the end of the day. At the same time, you have to have faith in that, but you also have to have works. Okay? You can't say, I hope to get in shape. I hope the Lord made me get in shape. You go in the gym and you just look at the weights. You got the faith part, brother, but you ain't doing the works. All right? So, with all things, you have to practice the faith and the works. For example, you can't just sit at home on your ass saying, I hope the Most High land me a good job, and you're not even putting out your resume or putting out any sort of effort. Nah, man, you got to put the effort in, put the work in, and have faith that the Most High rewards you for that work that he's allowing you through the Spirit to put in. See what I'm saying? So it says, for whosoever exalt himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. You know, and when I think about that verse, Nate popped in my head, because Nate is around here, you know, riding on horses, and you know, whenever he's on the TV, there's lightning behind him and all this type of stuff going on. It's like, bro, like, you're just a man. You know what I'm saying? You're waking up a lot of people that they're Israel. You know, that's always a blessing. You know, waking up somebody to their nationality. And I'm not saying because you follow Nate, you have the 2/3, all right? But what he's doing is exalting himself, being very proud in that manner. You know what I'm saying? So, and the Lord will, you know, no one can humble you like the Most High can, man. The Most High can humble a man in many different ways. And the scriptures tell you it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power. So, if the Most High sends his prophets to warn you, like, hey, look, brother, take heed on this, take heed on that, you take heed. You know, you definitely self-reflect on it, all right? And catch yourself, all right? There's times I myself, I've said and done things, look, brother, Salaki, if I've offended any brother in any way, all right? And that's why, you know, I try my best to kind of reflect what I say and my actions. And did I say that correctly? Or, you know, because you don't want to just, you know, you want to self-reflect on certain things you say to make sure you're not offending, all right? Not just a brother, but Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua first and foremost, right? So it says, for whosoever exalt himself shall be abased, and he that humble himself shall be exalted, right? And like, look at King David, right? King David, of his brothers, he wasn't like the mightiest in stature and all that kind of stuff, but the Lord exalted him because the Most High looked at the inward man, okay? I gave this testimony right now about the elder Manatazak out there in South Carolina. I remember when I first came up with the truth, he was in South Carolina, I believe, right? And then you had brothers at the time that was in North Carolina, all right? They were all about getting fame. One dude, his name was Ayashamath, he's getting locked up and quoting scriptures and all that type of stuff. Yo, keep bringing out the word, but wait a minute. You got eyes on you, whatever, you're trying to get locked up for this thing, but the apostles ain't teach us that. The apostles told us to agree with the scriptures, agree with their adversary quickly, man. You're not supposed to be combating the police and shit with scriptures. Whatever they say, okay, cool, adversary. You know what I'm saying? That was the right thing to do. But what? They were getting all into that fame and everybody following. Meanwhile, the other brother in South Carolina, the Manatazak Bar, all right, he was just teaching, all right, little views here and there, whatever. But now look, none of them dudes is around, and that elder has been diligent, still remained humble, and now he has a very large audience of listeners. You know, I always give that account, right? So, because that's an example. You see, the Most High really knows your heart. Like, are you doing this thing for the cameras? Or are you doing this thing out of sincerity? And so a lot of individuals will do things for the camera, all right, for some sort of self-glory. But you don't want to be that individual, man, because you're only playing yourself. You can't play the Most High, you know? All right, now this one, Proverbs 22:4 says, by humility and the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, are riches and honor and life, right? So the Most High could bless you with spiritual riches and physical riches, all right? Honor, all right? That integrity amongst your peers, all right? And life, okay? You got to remain humble. So when the Most High acquire you with these things and give you these things, you know, the riches, the honor, the good health, all right? You got to give back the praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua for giving you the wisdom to acquire these things, man. All right? Well, the Most High bless you with some financial resources. Hey, look, man. Scriptures tell you money answers all things. Okay? You know, the world tell you money don't buy happiness and Look, bro. When was the last time you saw somebody win the lottery and was sad, man? Okay? So, getting financial gain ain't per se wicked. Even if you love making money, that ain't wicked. Okay? Now, if you love those things more than the Most High, that's the fuck up right there. That's where you're gonna fall. Just like how the Lord tells you about hating your mother and your father. That y'all don't mean hate your mother and father. That means don't put none before me. But guess what? You have guys that'll put money, do things for filthy lucre before the Most High. All right? Omit things from the scriptures, take a bribe, all that. Why? Because they love money more than the scriptures. Okay? So that's the, I guess, the nuance, if you will, all right? with that. You know what I'm saying? Me myself, I love working and providing for my family. I love getting my check and so forth, right? And I pray for the Most High to give me wisdom when I do my job that I may excel at it. Okay? But I ain't gonna put none of that shit before the Lord. Hell no. And the second part talks about honor. Alright? We want to receive that glory with our Lord Yahweh Shah. But for that to happen, we gotta remain humble, because Yahweh Shah ain't gonna be dealing with no proud individual, man. Alright? And life. Hey. Our spiritual body got to be on point, because the scriptures tell you man shall not live by bread alone, so we have to be indulgent in these scriptures, all right? And our physical body, we have to make sure we take care of that with wisdom, okay? We can't say, you know, just start eating McDonald's and White Castles because fuck it, we out of here. That'd be foolish, man. Fuck it, we out, and you just busting down McDonald's every day. That's foolish, brother. Okay? This thing's a temple. And yes, everything is fucked up, you know that. Ezekiel 4:12 and 13, all right? But I'm just saying, use the wisdom to choose the lesser of two evils, man. You know? A McDonald's burger is not the same as, I don't know, a salad with arugula and all that. Yeah, we know the fucking arugula is not 100% or what, but it's still better than eating the goddamn ground meat, you know? And you know what proves that? Okay? Again, you got to pray over it no matter what. You know, again, it goes back to the Most High. Can the Most High have a man eat burgers his whole life and live to 100? The Lord could do that. All right, but the scriptures tell you don't tempt the Most High. Don't be like, fuck it, I have faith and I'm just going to eat whatever. Nah, man, that's tempting the Lord. You don't do that. That ain't wise. Okay? So, if we have a good health and good life, all right, that's because we doing the research, the wisdom, and we praying, look, Lord, I'm looking this stuff up for my body. I'm making sure this food is such and such. Now, please allow it, Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that it's in your will for it to benefit me in the particular ways that I read about. That's the faith and the works at the same time right there. Okay? You're not being proud. You're not saying, look, I'm not getting sick because I'm doing something. I'm not getting sick because the Lord put the Spirit on me to research these particular herbs, and through His graces, they're doing their thing. See what I mean? 1 Peter 5 and 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that He may exalt you in due time. Right. And you know what? Brothers were going through it heavy at a certain period of time, but guess what? Now, brothers, you know, we learn from our particular mistakes, all right? And we making smarter, more intelligent moves, okay? And the Lord is what? Easing, you know, certain things off of us, man. At least temporarily, because we know this thing's ups and downs, all right? But that's the whole point about experience and wisdom, is you got to make a lot of mistakes. You have to feel what it's like to be wrong, okay? Then you can look back, examine, and you truly get that experience when you go through the shit yourself. Even if you were counseled, don't do this, and the Most I'll have you do it anyways, because, you know, we don't have any free will. And then you learn, like, holy shit, okay? But that's why kind of too you got to go through it, because I could give you my personal experience on something, and then you might have a completely different outcome. Okay, so we have different experiences on it, but guess what? Now we could tell two different stories. Another brother could probably even tell a third point of it, of how things could work out. And that's growing, that's building again, all right? Matthew 23 and 12. Okay, I read something. I read a similar verse in a different gospel. Romans 12 and 3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. Right? Yeah, man, that's like, guys, well, I'm this person, I'm that person, you know. Nah, man, like, look, all I know is I'm Shaman. That's it, man. All right, we don't get too much into this and that, and look at all the videos I did, and nah, man, nah, because the Lord, nah, it counts for experience, but it doesn't even really count for election. All right, we don't know until the very end, and that's the part of it. Look at our apostles, for example, been doing this thing decades. They still doing it. The amount of work they put in, they never say, look, I done made it. Nah, man, I'm remaining diligent until I'm saved. That's how you want to do it. That's how the scriptures say to do it. You know, you remain humble and keep teaching the word. He ought to think, but to think soberly, according to the Most High, hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. Right, so that's it, my brothers. Quick little in transit lesson. Just wait, man, we gotta remain humble. Gotta remain humble, and practice even more humility, you know. Again, this is not just a lesson out to brothers. I mean, definitely including myself, you know, as all lessons, you know. Gotta always, you know, try to work on it. It never hurts to be more humble, man. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Rachakodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to hopefully elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in most truth and sincerity. Shalom.